In this update, just a mishmash of life on board Viento del Mar over the past week or two and on shore, and a brief hurricane explanation. They start off the west coast of Africa, as you can see, and they go smashing into the Caribbean. Grenada is luckily just below that hurricane belt. Every day check on the NOAA site, which is the base in Miami, Florida, that gives the weather reports on hurricane possibility. So if we see this little report here, happy days, 5 clear days coming up. Just an update on Yana on his little 4-meter yacht Balucon. We saw, if you remember, in Cape Town. You'll see in the next clip. Yeah, he's now in the Azores, and he's just got to slip across to France, and he has circumnavigated the planet on that little boat. Huge respect for the man. Yeah, he's had some rough times apparently to the Azores, but he's getting there. And while Yana is trying to complete his circumnavigation in his 4-meter boat, we are struggling here in Prix Bay, Grenada, as you can see, sitting out hurricane season. But good luck to Yana on his last little leg across to France. Bit of feet up for me, but it's not all fun and games. Got to keep the boat full of water, filling the tanks with water. Got a water maker, but it's easy just to top up with water from the shore, and save the water maker for the big passages across oceans and so on.
Not sure what you call this thing. I think it's press coffee. It's a bit fancy for me, but it was bought by Irish and Ted. After their trip, they came across from Brazil with me, so they bought me this. They thought mine was pretty pathetic, so they bought me this proper coffee plunger. That's the word, plunger. So thanks, Irish and Ted.
And I can tell you, it makes a mean cup of coffee. It will put chairs on a man's hest. I mean, hair on a man's chest. My teasing nature, toss out a piece of moldy bread to these birds, and they normally feed on fish, but they're not too worried about their low carbohydrate diet. They attack this piece of bread and not too fussy at all. Another day, another taxi ride off to customs and immigration to renew the boat's cruising permit, so I can stay on these waters for another month. And yeah, very organized, very switched on here. Took all of 5 minutes to get my new cruising permit. And yeah, kudos to Grenada immigration. I got my spinnaker and jib back from repairs here in Grenada recently. So these 2 clips showing you might remember them from back on the Atlantic.
Okay, so with impeccable timing, we've sent our captain up to do some sail repairs to the jib, just as Easter Sunday service is about to start and the heavens have opened. Any comment?
Good commentary, yeah. My sailing is up the pole.
And if he's very kind to us, we'll let him come down.
Wind's coming.
Got the sails back, thank you, Sean. And Bronwyn at Allman Sails. Here's the tear that was repaired on the spinnaker. Nice job. That should be fine. Look at the jib over there. Nice and reinforced. Haven't opened it properly yet, but that white reinforcing looks pretty good. And then they stitched over all the stitches that were coming loose, and hopefully can squeeze out a few more 1,000 nautical miles out of that that old jib. think the sails are the original sails from the boat. So they are about 18, 19 years old. But going well. Just need to catch a wind. The wind that blows, not the wind from the nether regions. Busy reinstalling the jib. Practicing my solo sailing skills. If you can get this up the right way around. It'd be a miracle if I get it up the right way around first time and don't have to do it twice. Generally on a yacht, everything you get wrong the first time. So far so good. Haven't got it upside down. Haven't got it back to front. And just got to keep feeding it in there. And winding it up from there. Let's try a few more turns. A little bit of the dreaded admin being done on the boat. Has to be done at some stage. But it's lunch first. 2 door stopper sandwiches with some healthy jam on, just to make sure I get my daily dose of sugar. Bit of pressed coffee coming up. And yeah, that's pretty much my day this Thursday, the 22nd of forget it, the 7th of July. And that's the day out there. I need to go get some sun. The diving BC still hanging out to dry. I need to get that refilled, so I'll send it off to tomorrow. They have a refill service that comes here. All very organized. Happy hour at Prix Bay.
So Sean, myself and Rob went across to Woburn Bay, we from Prix Bay, and we cleaned up and took their money.
Good morning all, just listening to the Cruisers Net on the radio. This comes on every morning, 7:30, and it's the happenings in the yachting community.
Thank you so much. Garp book sale Wednesday. Next social, please.
Whisper Running Club. Whisper Running Club.
Go ahead, Whisper Running Club.
Morning, Grenada. Fridays, 9 o'clock from Whisper Cove. There'll be a run setting off. So that's 9 o'clock Friday morning from Whisper Cove. Whisper.
A running club. It gets my interest. Ha, a great moment here. The old masks. Starting to clear the boat of some old masks. And there it goes. In the bin. May it never come back.
4th of July, all the Americans here. The West Indies Brew Bar.
So that was my first 4th of July celebrations as a South African. Went to support them anyway. They've got the Russians breathing down their necks, so why not? And then it was back to Prix Bay. How's this for a voice?
To go and breathe the brew bar, West Indies Brew Bar. the Sunday regular thing here. And they have a little mini market at the back. Some goods for sale.
Watching the rugby last week versus Wales at Prix Bay Bar, which we snuck a win in. But yeah, it's a bit embarrassing. It's not all partying and bars. We do have some storms, as we'll see now. What would a week be on board without some time in the engine bay? This is replacing the heat exchanger on the engine, which took 2 days of in the hole in the engine bay.
It's a rainy morning. Andre's got his dinghy back from repairs. Here he goes, Sailing Saviour and Sea Dancer. We're all really close together today because all the boats have swung around the other way. The wind has totally changed. First time in about 2 months. So yeah, I'm almost on the dinghy dock. If I had longer legs, I'd step on. That's the dinghy parking, the dinghy garage. Gives it a bit of shade. Let's get onto the steps, onto the dinghy. And then up and on, something like that. My new wheels coming from South Africa with Gail. She should be over in the next week or two. Thanks, Gail, for bringing those over when they get you.
Dropped the winch handle, trying to put the jib up. Put the jib up, put the winch handles down. It's a 2,000 Rand winch handle, bought for me by Wayne and Romy. So it's worth a dive. About 8 or 9 meters down here. Let's see what we can do. It's just sand at the bottom, so hopefully we can find it.
So down I went, and a few dives up and down, swimming around there, but just couldn't hold the breath long enough to do any proper searching, so duly gave it up and planned for using the scuba dive equipment the next day. But yeah, I was worried I wouldn't find it. So done it properly, went down with the scuba dive equipment, and after about 5 minutes of swimming around, there it was. And a bonus while I was down there, this beautiful little boxfish. And last but not least, put this video together just after watching the Springboks get beaten by Wales. Yeah, so this illustrates my frustration, I'm sure all South Africans.